Hi, welcome to another video. My name's Angus and I built that man cave out there, and I'm going to just explain today how I did it. So I keep getting lots of questions on my main video about that and how I did it, and so let me take you through it today. So these are the main frequently asked questions. So how long did it take me to build? So it took 9 months in total. So I built it around my full-time job. So I work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and so I had to do this at weekends and then also in the evenings. So I started it in sort of January time, but then I went looking for lots of second-hand bits of kit, and so I spent the first month picking up equipment and even tools to do the job. So probably it took 8 months in total really. First month was investigating and buying all the parts. So yeah, 9 months in total around my full-time job. Next question is, how did I make the roof? So what is the roof consisted of? So the roof is a rubber roof. It's an EPDM, which stands for ethylene propylene diene monomer. It was really easy to do it in the way that it was just one piece, so I ordered it to fit, just ordered it oversized so that it goes around the edge, and then the timber, I can see the timber bit that goes across the front, that then sort of shuts it all in. And I wanted to make sure that timber across the front was just one piece. I've seen other garden offices and it's, you know, a couple of pieces, and I just wanted one nice piece, so I had to investigate actually where to get that and order that. So yeah, so that's the rubber roof. That leads on to the next question, why didn't you insulate the roof? Well, actually I did insulate the roof. It's got the insulation above the roof joist. You've got the roof joist, then you've got the plywood, then I've got a vapour barrier, then I've got the insulation, then I put OSB board on top of the insulation so I can walk on top of it, and then the rubber roof goes on top of that. So yeah, so that's how I did the roof. I also put 4x2s round the edge to sort of shut it all in, so that all the insulation then doesn't move around at all, and then the rubber roof actually goes on top of that, and then I nailed it against the 4x2s. Next question, this comes up quite a lot. Did I need planning permission? So in England, what I did was to check the government's planning portal to see actually, can I make a man cave, can I make a garden office? And I could do it as long as it was within permitted development. So there's certain guidelines that I needed to stick to. If you're building it against the borders, then you can't go over 2.5 metres high. So that's what I did there. I've checked the planning portal just to make sure that I'm doing it within the guidelines, but also check the local council as well, because there's certain permissions that you should get if you're going to do it, but actually I didn't need to get those permissions. So I just made sure it's within permitted development for outbuildings. Okay, next question. How much did it cost? Well, in total it cost £7,700. I could have done it for £6,600 if I hadn't bought expensive light fittings and an expensive radiator. So yeah, that bumped the price up a bit. Check out my budget video. I did a full breakdown of all the costs and how much it cost me. So check that out, it's got full details on there. Next question is, what are the dimensions? So the dimensions are, it's about 5 metres wide, and then it's about 4.8 metres deep, but then plus I've got that overhang at the front. It's 2.5 metres high in total at the front, and then it slopes down to 2.3 metres high at the back, where then there's a guttering at the back so that the rainwater then can drip off. Okay, next question. How did I run the electrics? So basically I made sure that I've got a spare circuit on my consumer unit, and I ran a cable from my front consumer unit supply. I had to run it under my floorboards, and then it went under the stair cupboard, and then behind all my kitchen units, and then at the back drilled a hole through the wall just here, and then on the other side we've got a junction box and that's then where I ran the armoured cable all the way up the garden. So I made sure I buried it, and it goes all the way up the garden to then the garden office, where I have another junction box. Then on the other side I've got another consumer unit which then serves the garden office. That's the only bit that I got someone else to come and help me with, where an electrician came round and advised me what I needed, and he came then back and did the final fix, where he just then wired it up to the power supply in the house. So that's all I had to pay someone else to do. Okay, drainage. Did I put drainage in? So I already mentioned briefly it's a sloping roof, and then at the back I've got guttering, so the rainwater drips into the guttering, goes down the guttering, and then there's a soak away, which is basically a big plastic crate that I've sunk into the lawn, into the ground at the front, and so all the rainwater just goes into that and it soaks into the garden. Okay, next question. Why didn't I use a concrete base? So I think this question is, why didn't I use a solid concrete base? Essentially, it has got a concrete base because it's got those concrete blocks. And then on top of that, I've got 3x6. So the main reason I didn't do a concrete base was because of the costs. It cost around £6,000 just to do the base alone. I did it a cheap way. I wanted to make sure that I did this as cheap as possible. So yeah, so I basically used recycled parts. I used concrete blocks, then 3x6 inch sleepers, then the 4x2s went on top of that. Actually, and there's damp-proof membrane that goes under the 4x2s as well. So that was the main reason I didn't do a concrete base, because of the cost. And actually, I asked advice from local builders. I said actually I was going to do piers, concrete piers, so like 18 inches deep by 12 inches, and have that coming out of the ground and fill it with concrete. And the builder said, you can do that, that's a hard way to do it, you may as well just buy concrete blocks. And I had some concrete blocks already, and I also then purchased some other concrete blocks for only £1. So all in all, it was very cheap to do the base. And then I managed to get hold of the 3x6 inch sleepers from a local timber merchant as well at a cheap price. Okay, another question is, why didn't you replace the fences? So I think this question comes up a lot. Should have replaced the fences first before building the garden office? And simple answer is, I wanted to build a garden office. So I had to make good the fences, but also as well, it was the cost. So I didn't have enough money at the time to do the fences, so I did those straight away after building the man cave. I put the fences up, so the fences are all done in later videos, you can see that. And the other thing is, did the grass grow back? The grass did grow back, but it doesn't grow very well this time of year under the tree that's there, because it's a very shady garden. The grass doesn't grow that well there. Well, that's it. That's the main questions that come up a lot. If you do want any other questions answered, please do leave a comment. But remember to subscribe as well for some more videos.